Hello, all my wonderful, beautiful broskis and broskas of the Maverick Nation. I'm the Dark Side Maverick, and I need to do some backtracking before I go any further into this little rabbit hole I've made for myself. And my first step to my backtracking is part 2 of What If Izuku was Kaido's reincarnation. Now, it's a little something for you guys. Izuku's personality in this is gonna kind of be like part 1 Gaara. Like before, like the whole thing with Kimimaro and shit. You know, the kind of crazy, but like it's kind of like the personality where like he wants you to die. Sooner or later, come high or hell water, like hell or high water or whatever, however the saying goes, you're gonna die. He's determined to destroy. Which is why some people may think it might be weird Izuku decides to actually, still apply for UA through the entrance exam. And not only that, but he doesn't want to take the recommendations. Well, he wasn't even recommended by anyone in the first place. The closest thing to a recommendation he ever got for UA is his father through, like, certain business ties. And seeing as that's such, like, low-hanging fruit in terms of actual recommendation, Izuku doesn't see a point in doing that. I mean, it doesn't really, like, prove anything. It doesn't really, like... It's like there's no point, basically. And Izuku thinking, there's no point, so... Like, that's whenever Izuku begins to think, well... and again, maybe there is a point. It's just... The point that there is for Izuku, it doesn't bring up very pleasant memories. The only pleasant memory it seems to bring up is actually figuring out why everyone is such a dick to him. And, his father's belief that he can be strong, that he can do this. And not only that, but the fact that he understood so much that he let Izuku kill him. I mean, that's some wild freaking understanding. If you understand so much that your son's life is a living hell, that you're just gonna let yourself be killed by him, because you understand that's the only way, like, freaking holy shit. Izuku, finally, whenever he gets that down pat, like, maybe there is a point in recommendations. So, unlike Izuku in canon, Izuku will actually get in through recommendations exam, the recommendations exam. And unlike what would probably usually be expected, it would actually come down to a triple threat match in the way that things have been organized, because not a lot of people were expecting this kid who was, for all intents and purposes, probably going to be dead meat, to actually get this far into the exam. The triple threat is in between Inasa, Shoto, and Izuku. And I believe Inasa's quirk has something to do with wind. and I are like, you guys and me, myself, and I know the whole hot and cold half and half thing with Shoto, yet he doesn't use his freaking father's fire, which is stupid as hell. And Izuku having his own little surprise, and his dragon quirk. Now, not just that, but also another surprise in the fact that he doesn't need to turn into the dragon in order to use the powers that the dragon gives him. He becomes so efficient with it that he doesn't need to use the form. He just uses the powers like any normal quirk person. Normalcy in MHA. What the hell am I trying to get? Holy shit. Mm, mm, mm. So the triple threat will kind of begin with Nesu being there and just being like the thing about the the recommendations exam is it's earlier than the regular exam, so Nesu would still be able to be over there to see the recommendations exam. All you would have to do is move over to like a different part of the school in order to get to the regular exam so that he could oversee that as well. So he's gonna see some crazy shit. Izuku is a part of this basically because of the fact that nobody thought he would get this far. You know, bet you never thought we'd get this far. Bet you never. Oh, god damn it. I'm not supposed to say those words. I'm not gonna say them again. Not gonna say them again. Damn it, Bobby. They're letting the load by making a King of the Hill reference. Needs more King of the Hill. Anyways. Whenever it gets all the way down to it, basically they're all put in an arena style of like the one-to-one fights that would eventually be in the UA Sports Festival. Though not too similar, but it still has a resemblance. Todoroki thinking that, basically Shoto thinking that's total bull, that it's a freaking 3-person match, like, legit, like, it's total bull. And Izuku would just mutter under his, like, freaking breath, like, oh shit, total bull. Shit, all total bull. And Inasa just doesn't give a shit. He just want to fight somebody. So yeah, Inasa Shoto's just being so good in the corner. Just doing his thing. And so Inasa would go up first to try to attack Izuku. But Izuku would make a proposition to Inasa before he even gets to him. That he will fight him off without leaving his current spot in the arena. And that would wake Shoto and even Principal Nesu up. Like, they'd be like, wait, what? Nani? Nani the fuck? Like, literally, like, he was just like, He would pull the Frieza like Frieza said he was going to fight Goku without using his hands. Like, he's just like, so I'm going to fight you without even moving from this spot. And I bet you can't even make me. You would like add that on, like, I bet you can't even make me move from this spot. And Inasa would be like, oh, how much are you willing to bet? And what are you willing to bet? And like, Inasa's interested. Like, this guy has balls of freaking adamantium. Like, balls of infinity stones. If he's gonna try this shit. Well, let's say... Well, guys, seeing as I don't know what the actual name of the currency in My Hero Academia is, I know there's like different names for different currencies and like different Japanese anime. So I'm just going to use the one that I remember being used in Naruto, which is Rio. And I'm sorry if that's not the one they use in the actual anime or manga, but I don't know what they actually use, so I'm just gonna say Rio. Basically, loser has to pay the winner up 500 Rio. And Inasa would just be like, what? 500 Rio? Oh, and not only that, but as a bonus, admit that the winner is better than them in every way. Without any hesitation. And Natsu would just be like, he will just be in awe at the audacity of this kid. Like, Jesus. Like, 500? Like, damn. And, well, Inasa, with having his own Infinity Gauntlet balls of steel, would indeed accept. And the very next second, he would be woken up in the hospital, and he would realize that there would be someone in the door. Inasa looking up to see that there was Izuku, waving around 500 Rio. Inasa would feel his pockets, realize that there was 500 Rio gone from them. Yes, Inasa was knocked out within a split second. And he didn't even move from like where he was standing. Like, Izuku didn't even move from where he was standing. And he was able to do that. So hard that Inasa was knocked out for the rest of the duration of the match. And not only that, but Izuku was able to take his little prize straight from under Inasa and Principal Netsu's noses. Because Principal Netsu didn't even notice this. Inasa would just been like, holy shit, that was fast. And basically, you guys might want to know about the whole Shoto side of the fight. I mean, if Inasa lost that fast, like, then what happened with Shoto? Well, Shoto just decided like he was going to flash freeze Izuku. Which that doesn't really work if your opponent can breathe fire. And, well, Shoto not being able to sense this, after melting, Shoto's eyes, Izuku would then go on to say, let's in another bet. 500 Rio, loser got to get the winner. I won't move from this spot, but I'll still be you. And Shoto is like, I mean, he knows that he also got hit with this, but he also has a lot of pride, so he accepts it anyways. He's like, okay, let's do this. That's whenever Izuku just decides, well, okay, dumbass, it's your it's your loss. And he'd just be like, come on, you wanna. And, Shoto would just consider this an insult. And so he would just charge in, literally making it so that Izuku didn't have to leave his spot, because he'd be right in front of him. That's whenever he would turn into the dragon form and wrap himself around Shoto like an anaconda, squeezing the life out of him to the point where he couldn't even use his quirk. And eventually he would, pass out. And whenever, Izuku turned back to normal, Nesta would have just shot himself. And basically, he not even tried to stop Izuku from basically robbing Shoto of 500 Rio. So yeah, technically, Izuku would now have 1,000 Rio. He would be, pretty fat stat. Not gonna lie. I mean, they were the ones that accepted the bets, so it's technically their fault. And, well, Izuku would have actually ended up passing the recommendations exam with flying colors. And then it would basically be waiting until they get the exception letter. You guys might be wondering, wouldn't somebody try to find Izuku and figure out what happened with his parents? Technically, no, because Izuku wouldn't stay in the same place. He wouldn't still be in his parents' house. Well, he would, but he wouldn't. Let me explain. His parents' house would have basically disappeared. Because he would have, makeshift turned his parents' house into his own little ship. With some, extra, parts. Because, you have to, make some extra parts for all the designs and everything. Basically, he would have made himself his own ship with basically his actual quarters, and anyone else who wants to have it be there will basically be his parents' house attached to the rest of the ship. So basically, putting your home in your home. Home is where the heart is. There's a lot of heart here. So yeah, Izuku would never really have to leave his own home, because he could have just taken it with him. Like, he has a ridiculous amount of strength in the dragon form. And actually, through Netsu's report on how certain kids did in the recommendations exam, All Might would have heard this, like, word of mouth, pretty much, from Netsu himself. And he would want to meet this Izuku Midoriya kid. And, well, Izuku would have, like, All Might would have been in luck, because Izuku would have been out, trying to find, groceries, like, he wanted to super stock up, because he had, like 1,000 Rio, so he could, like, buy anything pretty much that he wanted, really, in terms of food, and, like, the menial stuff, like, basically the basics that you would need. Because, basically, don't think that the 1,000 Rio is all that he has, no. He has, like, the insurance money, the inheritance from both of his parents, so that's an added bonus. That's like a big added bonus. Double bonus. Like, not just the insurance money from both of them, but the inheritance from both of them. Like, added on to that big old 1,000 Rio. And basically, Izuku is rich. Very rich. Plus, several times where he's basically found people that are strong, but not too strong, and that have no idea what happened at the recommendation exam. So they'd be easy to trick into doing the same thing that happened before. And Izuku could even mold the prices around, like how much the person would have to pay him if they lost. And they would all lose. So Izuku would have just been collecting. And he would have done this in, like, intervals of, like, times in which he would actually do this, so that no one was able to catch on, and so, like, try to avoid him so that they didn't get their money taken. Yeah, so basically, no one would really be able to, catch on about this, way of earning money. It wasn't really stealing it from them. I mean, they lost the bet, so they have to pay up the money. It's simple as that. Coupled with the insurance money from his parents and the inheritance from his parents, both of them. And, well, Izuku is indeed rich AF. And so Izuku would just be out counting his money and being like, yeah, life is good. Just bumping All Might. All Might would be like, are you young Midoriya? And Izuku would be like, if you mean by young Midoriya, you mean Izuku Midoriya? No, Izuku Midoriya is no longer. That mouse thing, Principal Netsu. I've tried to tell him several times to change that. My name is Izuku Kaido. And I won't accept anything else. Now, what do you want? And All Might would just be like, well, actually, I was thinking, considering your abilities and technically how you got the money that you did get in the terms of the recommendation exam, it was rather fair. I mean, they had to accept in order for it to be possible, so you can't really be blamed for what happened. What All Might is saying is true, so Izuku has no problem with it, and well, basically he'd just be like, get to the point. And All Might would just kind of explain everything about One for All. And the reason why he would do this is because he wanted to give it to Izuku. I mean, he thought, like, with the way he, showed everything and how he was and everything, that he could be a pretty good hero. And a pretty good successor to his power. And Izuku would just be like, just like with the, just like with, recommendation. At first, it may not seem the best of ideas, but whenever I actually get down to thinking about it, sure, what do I need to do? That hair that I gave you, eat it. Huh? Well, turn into a dragon, so taste of least of my worries. Ah. Didn't really taste like anything, so I don't get what the big deal is. Well, you'll have to physically train your body first before you can truly reap the benefits of One for All. Physical training? I do that on a daily basis. It's called my, never mind. And, Izuku would have been continuing doing what he, always does. Getting the money the way he gets the money. And technically, this could be indeed considered physical training. I mean, he is indeed fighting people physically. So, technically, this is more than just training. This is actual field experience. So he would actually get a lot of benefits from this. Getting him all the way to at least 25 at the least % of One for All. And, almost automatically unlocking full cowling. And he's going to be like, so this is the power of 25%? Color me unimpressed. The only thing it seems to have done is change the color of my dragon form from blue to green. Basically, Izuku, whenever he's human, he will have the form we call full cowling, but whenever he becomes his dragon form and uses it, he will call it his shenron form. Yeah, shenron like from Dragon Ball. Yes. Izuku Kaido no Shenron. The last dragon. The most powerful dragon. Watch out, world. For there will be a new age. An age where this disgrace to the name of Pirates of the Straw Hats will be dealt with accordingly. I don't care how much of your society I'm going to have to chew through for that to work, but I will get it to work. And there will no longer be this bashing of the pirate society. There will be another age of pirates. Though it may not take the original's form, it will indeed have the same spirit. This will all be going on as like Doflamingo's New World theme will be playing in the background, like the one that goes. Yeah, like Doflamingo's New World. I freaking love that. I love that shit. Doflamingo was awesome. Anyways, Izuku, after proclaiming to himself that he will make a new age of pirates that will not maintaining the same form, will indeed maintain the same spirit, and that it will be plain for keeps, plain and simple. And that's how Izuku decides he likes it. It's plain for keeps or nothing in his eyes. I mean, you gotta be an idiot not to get the hint. Izuku's planning a revolution right underneath the noses of all the heroes that have been, either giving him praise or being, afraid of him. And they have a good reason to be afraid of him. He's freaking scary. Like, with his dreams of revolution, he plans on making a reality. The Sasuke syndrome. His revolution. Revolution which will bring back the age of the pirates. With him as basically the figurehead of it all. The spearheading factor that created this new age in the first place. With him at the top, and, well, yeah, basically with him at the top. And you would think, whenever he had heard stuff about Kaido, he had heard, that he was part of a group called the Four Emperors of the Sea, also known as Yonko. He'd be like, Four Emperors of the Sea. So I'll have to find 3 people I think in particular interesting. There was, indeed, that Blackbeard fellow. I don't like him. I heard that before him, Whitebeard was a part of the Yonko. I find that Whitebeard is far more suitable than someone like Blackbeard. Just voicing his disgust at Blackbeard. I guess finding devil fruits would be in order. Yes, all in due time. There will be new emperors of the sea. They will not be emperors of the sea. They will be emperors of the hero society. Of this society. And as all that happened, we'll basically get to the first day of UA. Nothing really eventful would happen. Except for, Izuku's score and all the different things. Izuku having all of this different power. And, this immense amount of strength, even whenever not in his dragon form. I mean, it's the dragon fruit plus freaking up to 25% of one for all. And due to the dragon fruit, even if Izuku's body were to start breaking down, if he were to use more than 25%, he probably wouldn't even feel it. So, yeah. He could just skyrocket the shit out of the ball throw, break the grip test, outpace everyone in the race. Side-to-side lunges. Oh, what do you mean side-to-side lunges? There's nothing there. Like, you would just outpace side-to-side lunges themselves. Each and every category would have just been dominated by Izuku, Kaido, no shenron. Because of this new version of the dragon fruit, basically turning it green because of the usage of One for All and ultimately Full Calling, he would have made his full name Izuku Kaido no Shenron. That's Izuku Kaido no Shenron. He would finally get his name re-registered, and that would be his full name. But he could just say, like, you can just call me Izuku Kaido. I don't give a shit. And well, at the end of the day, the only thing that would really make any sort of difference is, well, the fact that as Izuku would be walking to his ship where he had ended up docking it, as there is indeed a special dock where he ends up docking his ship every now and again once he, gets back to land for whatever purpose. He would be walking to find his ship. And, well, he'd be smelling the smell of acid. And Izuku would spin his head around, basically, to see this person who's trying to sneak up on him. He'd be like, who the hell are you? You're that acid girl, Mina Ashido. What do you want? I'm busy. And Mina would be like, well, I was at least thinking we could hang out. Or is that too much to ask? Izuku really not feeling too, like he's ever really received that much reciprocation or kindness. He'd be like, elaborate on the whole hangout thing, because, Amina would kind of get it. Like, apparently, for some reason, this guy's never hung out with anybody before, and Amina just thinks that's a terrible thing. That he's never hung out with anybody before. That he's never really, gotten some time to spend with friends. And Izuku would be like, friends? What friends? He's kind of closed himself off so much that he doesn't even remember that he's trying to be friends with Bakugo. And Mina would just be like, well, maybe we could find your house and, I could help you with that. And he would be like, my house? You want to know where my house is? Fine, but you can't tell anyone. Or else. I mean, it's like, oh, don't worry, I already know. No one has that look in their eyes unless they mean business. And so, where is your hat? He would just like jump, whoosh, and be like, well, it's technically below the, this part of the ship. We're just gonna go under, and we will have found my house. Wait, your house is inside this ship? Oh, yell it, weird lady. I told you my name is Mina Ashida. Yeah, whatever, Mina Marshmallow. Mina Marshmallow? Jesus, you're a drama queen. Anyways, this is my house. Mikasa Sukasa or whatever. Just don't touch the really important stuff. Anyways. So why did you really want to find this place? Or me at all? And Mina would begin to explain, I kinda think you're hot. And Izuku would be like, and you're only admitting that now because there's no one else here. I could kill you right now and no one would ever find the body. But then again, what heroes are supposed to do, whatever. Hmm. Wait, I hear voices outside. Um, uh, those might be the other reason why I came here. Looking for someone. I'm not exactly the most popular amongst I guess you could call them peers. Wait, those voices sound like those people that you might have known. Well, yeah, back whenever I was still in middle school. They seem to feel like they have unfinished business with me. Unfinished business as in, no, hell no. Not with Bakugo and, oh, now I have a reason. Now I have a reason to hurt someone. Beyond your just sporadic, freaking wild, crazy person persona. But then again, what else would you think, considering these guys must have done to you during the time in your middle school? Yeah, I don't exactly think of them to be the nicest people, but you're acting like you're gonna do something about it. And you're acting like I shouldn't do anything about it. Hell no. I know how it felt for me to have to go through it. I'm not going to have anyone else. Not unless they truly do deserve it. And besides trying to sneak up on me, and, well, being your own weird self, I don't think you really deserve any of this. These guys, they seem no good. So allow me, please. And don't even bother trying to tell me not to kill any of them. Because your request will have fallen on deaf ears. Kaido-sama, it's time once again to shed some blood. They think they can just bully it. No, we're not going to have that, are we? Kaido-sama, we're going to make them all pay. We're going to make them pay in their own blood. Now, it's time we kill. And Mina would just look outside like one of the ship windows and see how Izuku was just approaching them. Mumbling to himself about Kaido-sama and, bloodshed and all that shit. Right before, one of the kids, after being fed up with Izuku's mumbling, tries to charge at him and attack him, giving Izuku, his own reason, to basically rip him to shreds. Basically, he would have done this to several of them and been like, come on, I haven't even gotten into my dragon form, and you're already squirming around like little bitches. Little bitches you are. Now, be gone, thoughts. And you're like, whoosh! Now, that's over with. And he just would whack his tail onto the water, send some water up onto, like, the docking area where the fire would have been, putting the fire out, and been like, well, at least now people won't be panicking anymore. Now, back to my vessel and its other occupant. Mina. And Mina would be like, that was amazing. How could you just do that without any sort of second thought? Because I guess I really don't know. Well, don't help me to be so like that, but eventually I knew it was going to come to that. Sometime or later, I just didn't know it was going to be like this whenever it did. Me protecting you for some jealous little squirts. I probably couldn't even make it into 1B or general studies. Let alone actually make it into school at all. I bet you already know not to tell anyone. And Mina would just be like, of course. Good. Mina, whatever happens, know this. I am Izuku Kaido no Shenron. And this world is about to be taken by storm. My storm of the last dragon. Izuku Kaido no Shenron. And that is where I will indeed end off part 2. On the internet, that's just good. Extra memories leading to get out. Hey boys, like, favorite, subscribe. Click that little bell. In the comment section. Oh my god. That felt good. Bye, goodbye.